Everybody Needs a Rock by Byrd Baylor with illustrations by Peter Parnall. This is one of my very favorite books, and I use it when we're thinking about persuasion because I feel in this book, this little character here is trying to persuade us that everybody needs a rock. Everybody needs a rock is an opinion. That's how this person feels. But it doesn't necessarily make it a fact. But if you really truly believe in something, you might want to persuade other people to believe the same way. And that's what this character does in this story. Now, I don't know if this character here is a girl or a boy. Often in Native cultures, young boys wear long hair. It's part of their culture. And so I try not to define this character as a boy or a girl. It's just a character. But if you want to see it as a boy, terrific. And if you want to see it as a girl, terrific. Let's find out why this person thinks everybody needs a rock. I happen to agree with them. This is the story, Everybody Needs a Rock by Byrd Baylor. Now, the thing I like to point out about this story is the very beautiful but extremely simple drawings and very little use of color. But still, we get a real sense of the desert and of the dryness and heat of the desert. I really encourage boys and girls to look at these illustrations and see if they can make some illustrations that are similar. And here we can see just a rock. One of the other things I really like is that they take rock shapes in this story and suggest other things with them. Like in just a minute, you'll see an elephant. It's true. See, I told you. Do you see the elephant? Do you see the elephant? I do. So it says over here, do you see the skinny writing over here? I'm over on the wrong side. Right here, the person who produced this book decided to use the text as kind of a long skinny feature so we can see all of this wonderful illustration. I love that the elephant is allowing the character there to sit there in the curve of the trunk. Looks so comfortable, doesn't it? And it says, oops, I'm going to end up getting a paper cut from this book. It says, everybody needs a rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, three-room playhouses, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that if they don't have a rock for a friend. You would think that a lot of people would think this was more important, all these tricycles, bicycles, and all of that. But she's saying, or he's saying, they feel sorry if they don't have a rock for a friend. They certainly have a rock for a friend. Do you think they're seeing that elephant rock in their imagination? I think that's what it is. That's why I'm giving them my own 10 rules for finding a rock. Not just any rock. I mean a special rock that you find for yourself and keep as long as you can. Maybe forever. Do you have rocks that you've kept forever? I've kept rocks for a very, very long time. I like rocks very much. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain that's made up of nothing but 100 million small, shiny, beautiful, roundish rocks. Well, that would make it easy to find a rock, wouldn't it? But if you can't, any place will do, even an alley, even a sandy road. So It would be really cool if you could find a mountain made up of a ton of tiny, beautiful, round, shiny, multicolored rocks. But if you can't, just go out and look for a rock. I got rule number 3 here. I think I skipped a page. What do you think? Oh no, we're on 3. Bend over. Do you see this illustration here? Do you see how they're looking very, very closely? More. Even more. You have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame me if you can't find a good one. So you can see right over here. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. This person is really, really looking very, very closely at this rock. I wonder what other rules they'll have. Rule number 4, don't get a rock that is too big. You'll always be sorry. It won't fit in your hand just right, and it won't fit in your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. Do you see how there's a suggestion of a horse here in this rock here? Do you see that? I think a rock as big as a horse would be a beautiful rock, but maybe too big. Rule number 5, don't choose a rock that is too small. Well, see, not too big, not too small. It will only be easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it, thinking it's a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in Arizona. Do you see that mouse trying to eat that seed? I'm sorry, that rock. Do you see that? Rule number 6, we're on the 6th rule. The size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand. Do you see that? Holding that. When you close your fingers over it, it has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Have you ever run with rocks in your pocket and they go jumpy, 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 jumpy when you run? So it has to fit in your hand just right and fit in your pocket and kind of go jumpy, jumpy, jumpy when you run. I kind of like that idea. I think that's a cool idea. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if the rock is perfect. So I'm hoping you can find a perfect rock. Rule number 7, look for the perfect color. Now, I might like rocks that have one color, and you might like rocks that have another color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint and when the sun is right. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream if one is passing by. Do you see that? There's a clear mountain stream over here, and they're dipping the rock into the stream. I often look for rocks on a lake shore, so I don't dip it in the stream, but I do dip it in the lake because you can see different colors when you get them wet. Rule number 8, the shape of the rock is up to you. There's a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why I like them lumpy. The thing to remember about shapes is this: any rock looks good with 100 other rocks around it on a hill. But if your rock is going to be special, it should look good all by itself in the bathtub. Do you put your rocks in a bathtub? I've never tried that. I've put them in sinks though, and in buckets. I should try it in a bathtub. So it has to look good all by itself in the bathtub. Rule number 9, and this is one of my favorite rules. Always sniff a rock. Rocks have their own smells, but some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where wind and rain touched it every day for 1,000,000 years. You'll find that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They just can't smell as well as kids can. Have you ever sniffed a rock? I have. I sniff them all the time. And they're right. Different rocks have different smells. And if they're warm, they smell one way. And if they're cold, they smell another. So next time you're rock hunting, give it a sniff and see what you think. See if you smell anything. Uh-oh. All right. That's 10 rules. She didn't give us 10 rules, but that's okay. That's 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down yourself. I'm going to play a game that takes me and one rock to play. And I happen to have a rock right here in my hand. Do you see my rock? Do you see this person has a rock in their hand? I like rocks. This rock is an amethyst. I love amethyst. It sparkles and shines. You might wear rocks as jewelry. Here's a rock that I have as a necklace. And this is an ammonite. It's a fossil. This was around when dinosaurs were around, and it was like a snail kind of, but it was under the earth with rock and water and turned into a rock. And we call those kinds of rocks fossils. And you can have different colored rocks. This one's kind of green. This is a rock called fluorite. I like fluorite very much. And here is another amethyst. Amethyst is a type of quartz. This is hematite. It's one of my very favorite stones. It feels heavy in your hand. And it's shiny. You see that? And sometimes you can slice rocks and you get a different look. Do you see that slice of rock? Can you see it? You can kind of see the light through it when I move my hand. And then there's rocks that are kind of clear. This is a piece of quartz, a quartz crystal. And sometimes rocks hold surprises. This rock looks just very plain, but when you cut it in half, there's shiny crystals inside. Do you see them? So your job, boys and girls, is to think about those 10 rules and maybe write a rule that's just your own. Or you might want to tell me rules about something you like and tell me why I should like it too and how I should go about discovering what to like about that thing. Do you think you can do that? I think you can. So I will see you next time. Until then, oh, I got to wave over here. Bye-bye.